Welcome back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. Hello.
Hi, I'm Krista.
We're back again another week. It's Christmas time in the city.
Yeah.
Yep. We were off last week because I wasn't feeling well. You were working crazy hours.
Yes.
So it just made sense. So we're back this week. What's up? How's it going?
Not much, dog. What's up with you?
You know, just doing my thing.
Do we have any trailers or anything we need to talk about?
We talked about the new GTA 6 game.
I still have not seen the trailer.
You haven't seen it?
No.
There's not much to it, really. I think they just released it because
somebody
it got leaked.
it. Yeah.
So they're like, here, just look at it then.
But then there are people who were saying, no, they were the ones who leaked it. And then
very possibly.
Because they thought it would get more publicity if it was leaked first.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Won't be out for like 2 years. So, you know.
I mean, it's been a long time since GTA 5 came out.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about because I remember getting it.
Because it probably came out in, 2014 or something?
Yeah, that's probably close.
I'm going to look it up.
Maybe 2013?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think it's been 10 years.
Okay, that would make sense.
And that's when I got on like the first one, like Xbox 360 or something like that.
I had it on Xbox 360.
Yeah, and then moved over to the PlayStation.
2013.
Yeah, so it's been a while, but yeah.
I had it on 360 and then moved it over to PC.
Yeah, oh nice. Yeah, so looking forward to that, but I can wait.
Yeah, because I mean the fifth one was really good.
Yeah,
that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Trevor was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was...
I did like Franklin and Michael, though.
Yeah, there were times where I was like, this is maybe too much.
I don't know if I want to play as Trevor.
This is a bit much.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Any other trailers? Not that I can think of.
No, not that I can think of either.
We still haven't seen the Marvels.
No.
But we'll see it soon, hopefully.
Maybe. Unless it goes out of...
It might leave theaters. I don't know. We'll see. One day we'll see it. But, yeah. So we're getting ready for Christmas.
Yep.
Got a lot of plans. Gonna be a busy Christmas.
Yep.
But I think it'll be nice. Either way, I still need to shop.
Oh, yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah. I have one gift.
Nothing.
I have one gift bought. And
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Christmas time. So, what are we watching this week to get ready for Christmas?
This week we are watching Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes.
The original one, not the 90s one.
Yeah, which I think that 90s one is the only one I've seen probably. Because it had Matilda in it. I liked Matilda. Okay. I don't remember her name. Mara?
Yeah.
Something Mara? I don't know. She seems like a nice person.
She does a lot of voice acting now.
Yeah.
She does a voice in Welcome to Night Vale, which is a podcast I listen to.
Okay. Nice.
And she plays the faceless old woman who lives in your house, I think is what the name of the character.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real weird, but yep.
But man, she was in all the hits.
Mara Wilson, that's it.
Mara Wilson. She was in Miss Doubtfire.
Yep.
Matilda. This movie.
Yep.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Well, not this, but not the one we're covering, but the remake of the movie we're covering. Yeah.
And probably others.
That's about all I can think of.
I feel like truly there's more. Maybe not. Anyway.
I don't know.
She was great and everything. Wow, you don't like her.
I always...
Oh my God.
I never liked her voice. Her voice always annoyed me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. Her voice now doesn't annoy me, though. She has a nice voice now.
Well, you don't want children. That's not true. Yeah, our relationship has been tested on this podcast a lot, and this might be the biggest.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You're free to make your own wrong decisions. It's okay. So, should we jump in?
Sure.
Spread the miracle of Christmas here. Yes, Krista, there is a Santa Claus. And he's in this movie. Don't roll your eyes. Do not. Not at Christmas.
How dare you roll your eyes?
You can't roll your eyes at Christmas.
Oh, man.
Christmas is about believing whatever I say and not rolling your eyes. That's a line from this movie. Oh, boy. Wow. Shame this isn't video. All right, what happens?
Well, we start off, we have a man walking down the street with a cane.
Yep.
looking like he's about to beat
Real
somebody
gangsta.
up.
Yep. He is.
It's Santa.
Yep. Cruising for a bruising.
He walks by a window display. The guy is setting up Santa's sleigh and his reindeer. And he's knocking on the window like it's wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. They're in the wrong order. So
how are they supposed to know?
I don't know.
He's like, and how does he know which one of those is supposed to be like each one? They all look the same.
Yeah, I'm like, do they have name tags on them? Because I didn't see name tags, but maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he tells the guy, you're doing it wrong. He tells them how it needs to be. And the guy's like, okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks. And then he walks off and the guy's like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
That guy's crazy.
And so then he goes up to see what's happening on the streets. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Your favorite thing.
Yep. One day. Want to see it in person. Gotta get there. Fight that huge crowd. Should be great. And this is like the real kind of sad version of the like at the beginning when it was like 2 balloons and it's like one's a candy cane and one's a Santa thing. What was he? A baseball player?
Yeah, it was a baseball player.
Just a big fat boy.
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot going on.
Not a lot.
But I mean, it was
a lot of weird floats.
It was pretty early on.
Yeah. They didn't have all the brands coming in.
Yeah.
All the licensed characters. No Garfield balloon yet.
No, not yet.
That's when it really took off. When Garfield got there. I think we can all agree on that.
Sure. I was thinking Snoopy, but...
Yeah. That's a good one, too. But Garfield. He hates Mondays.
He loves lasagna.
He loves that lasagna.
What a crazy cat.
That cat, man.
Oh, my gosh.
My gosh.
Oh, now I'm just thinking of Garfield, the Garfield comics without Garfield.
Yeah. There never was a Garfield balloon. It's just always John walking down the street with a string.
John just coming up to the table, just looking, talking to nobody. It's like, who are you talking to, John?
Yeah, poor
Cat.
John.
Garfield. He's invisible.
He loves lasagna.
Then everybody's like, cats don't like lasagna. What are you talking about? He's crazy.
I bet they'd eat lasagna.
I don't know.
You put a lasagna in front of a cat?
They'd probably try it at least.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to shove it into their face with 2 hands like Garfield does.
Well, no.
All right. So, Miss Walker's trying to get the parade going.
Yeah, she's trying to get everybody in place. And he is standing there in the crowd. There are children all around.
Yep.
He looks over. Santa Claus is having problems with his whip.
Yeah, something's not right with Santa.
Yeah. So the parade Santa gets out of his sleigh, and he goes over and he's...
got him a little bottle of...
some kind of liquor.
Bottle of booze.
And so he's about to take a sip of it when Chris, the main character, comes up. And...
no security at this place.
Oh, no. None whatsoever.
Yeah. I'm surprised the kids don't just rush the
right?
Right?
So he goes up and is like, here, let me show you how to use that whip. And so he shows him. And then as he's, like, talking to the guy, he's like, he smells liquor on his breath.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. He's like, it's cold. It keeps me warm.
He's like, it's cold. A man's got to do something to keep warm. And he's like, you're a disgrace to the tradition of Christmas.
Which drinking doesn't keep you warm.
No, it doesn't. It makes you
worse for you.
Think that you're warm, but it's actually bad for you.
Yeah, so don't do that.
No.
If you're stuck in the snow, one of those St. Bernards comes up with the booze on their necks.
With their booze barrel.
With their booze barrel. Don't touch
drink
that
it.
dog.
You leave that booze barrel alone.
It's his booze barrel.
That is for that dog, okay?
He is very proud of his booze bottle.
Don't touch that barrel. Anyway, so he goes around to the other floats, starts asking who's in charge. One guy's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Yeah.
I've got big pants. They're gonna fall off.
Oh, I'm not even supposed to be on this float. Yeah, so then he goes over to a girl who's like, yeah, it's Miss Walker. She's right over there. Yeah. It's like, thank you, competent person. And so he goes over to talk to her, tell her that they have a problem with their
Santa's
Santa.
drunk, bro.
She's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So they walk over there and...
he's passing out.
He is passing out.
He's done.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to take a little nap. Don't mind me. I'm going to take a nap right here.
Nap.
And she's like, okay, we got to do something about this. How about you play Santa? Because you look like Santa. Because when he came up to her at first, she's like, what are you doing here? Get back in your costume. But she's like, can you play Santa?
Yeah.
And he's like,
it's
no.
not my job, baby.
And then he looks over and he sees all the kids in the crowd. And he's like,
They'd be
can't
so disappointed.
disappoint the children.
Oh.
So, of course, he agrees.
Yeah.
So, she gets everything fixed up. Everything's good to go. The parade starts. She's not going to stick around, though, to watch it. She doesn't care. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, I got to go home.
Yeah, I can watch from my apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised she doesn't need to stay there and be like, okay, now next one, go.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. As long as I got them in a line, I'm sure they'll all do what they're supposed to do.
Sure.
Nobody's going to get out of line.
No, nobody at all. The balloon's not going to accidentally,
run into a light pole.
Yeah, or into a building or anything. No, nothing like that.
Like that year Barney died.
It's like, this is not a windy day, apparently.
Yeah.
They did have they had like a little poster for it or whatever, an advertisement for it. It was like rain or shine, so.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. I guess when you have just those two balloons.
Guess it doesn't matter too much.
Easy to go, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, she goes home, back to her apartment.
Yep.
She's trying to find her kid.
Yeah.
Susan.
Ask the help.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, Susan's over at Mr. Gailey's apartment.
Yeah, a stranger.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
He just lives in the same building, and apparently he's very fond.
He loves your daughter.
He's very fond of Susan.
Yeah. Like, the 40s.
Yeah, it's weird. So they're just Mr. Gailey, Fred Gailey, and Susan are sitting in his window watching the parade because he has like the street view.
Yeah, he's like prime location.
Exactly. It's like how does she not have like a good location like that?
Yeah, she's like
That's weird.
behind
she's on
his
the opposite side or something.
Yeah, she's gotta like
thing.
look through his apartment to see it.
Yeah. And so they're over there enjoying the parade. Mm-hmm. She's talking about how, that baseball player balloon used to be something else last year.
It was a clown.
And then they changed it. They repainted it and everything. My mother told me.
Yeah.
And
a young Natalie Wood.
Yes. And he says something about giants. He's talking about giants.
Yeah. There used to be giants.
She's like, no.
No, buddy. Oh, that's cute.
He's like, but what about Jack, who killed the giant? And she's like, Jack who? Jack and the Beanstalk. And she's like, I don't know that.
I don't do fairy tales.
Yeah. My mother doesn't believe in fairy tales, so she won't tell me any fairy tales.
We live in reality.
Exactly.
We ain't got time for fiction.
Yeah. So already I'm like, this poor child.
Yeah. I only read biographies.
Probably. Yeah. So Mrs. Walker shows up to check on her child because she is alone in a man's apartment. A strange man's apartment.
Yeah. And he is strange.
He's very strange.
Yeah.
And so she comes in and introduces herself. So it's not like they know each other.
Yeah. This is total stranger action here.
They've seen each other around, I guess, but...
Yeah.
How did he meet Susan?
I don't know. And how did he develop such a fondness for her?
Right?
It's so weird.
That, like, pretty much any time that she's not with her mother, she is with Mr. Gailey.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's a lawyer. So he has a job.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she stays with, like, the help or whatever.
Yeah.
Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
Mm-hmm. So I know that she stays with Cleo and everything, but it seems like she's always with one of them.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Maybe Cleo doesn't have the best judgment letting her go over to his house.
Maybe. I don't know.
But they have windows that just look directly into each other's apartments, so I guess they don't really have much privacy anyway.
Why are the blinds open? There's so many questions. Because, yeah, she looks directly into his apartment and sees them on the other side of the apartment looking out through the window.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. He fixes
That's New York.
That's New York for you. So, yeah, he fixes her a cup of coffee and everything so that they can talk. Susan's still watching the parade. She's like, the Santa Claus is really good this year.
Yeah. Best I've ever seen.
Yep. She's like, or better than last year. At least this one doesn't have glasses.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with Santa with glasses?
Slam the glass. That's like a common, stereotype of Santa.
Exactly.
He has glasses. Because he's got to read them lists.
Exactly. And those letters.
That's right.
There's a lot of reading that Santa has to do.
Yeah. That's tremendous eye strain.
Exactly. So, I don't know what Susan's deal is.
I don't know. Susan,
She's the kid that goes around calling people Four Eyes.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Ugh. Such a bully.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she basically tells Fred, you know, I don't let her believe in Santa Claus because I don't want to lie to her. And
she needs to live in the real world.
Exactly. She needs to live in reality. This is not fiction.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a movie, Doris. But okay.
I know we're in a movie, but this is real.
Exactly.
It's real to me.
So, as they're leaving, Susan is like, oh, can we invite Mr. Gailey to come to Thanksgiving dinner? She's like,
he's
probably got other plans and everything. It's like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have anything. He's like, no, I don't have anything.
Like, and then, it's so embarrassing, but no, I don't.
Exactly.
I can't believe she's asking you.
This is just crazy. And then Susan's like, did I ask right? It's like, you weren't supposed to say that. She's not supposed to know that I asked you to ask if I could come to dinner, but okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, but he gets allowed to come.
Yes, and she's like, dinner's at 3. A weird time, but okay. So, so Santa's doing such a good job. Chris is doing such a good job as Santa that they hire him on at Macy's as the official Macy's Santa.
Yeah, we need you to go meet the children and tell them you'll bring them some gifts.
He has his own suit.
Yeah, it's way better than the other one, apparently. I don't know why. It looks pretty normal to me.
Yeah, he befriends someone else.
Yeah, like a janitor kid.
Yeah, his name is Alfred. Alfred likes to dress as Santa at the YMCA and give out presents to kids because he says that it makes him feel nice.
Yeah.
And everything to see, the kids happy and stuff.
Santa's like, cool, man.
Santa's like, you're a good kid.
You're a good boy.
You're a good boy.
Yeah.
Santa gonna give you something good.
Santa give you a bottle.
Santa give you a bottle. Bottle of booze. No,
He's
not this
only
one.
17.
That's true. Oh, man. So, the guy who hires Santa.
Yeah.
Mr.
Like head of the
Shell
toy department.
Something. I forget what
Shell Silverstein.
It is not Shell Silverstein.
Shellhammer.
Shellhammer, that's it. Mr. Shellhammer.
It's a weird name.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
I don't know. But yeah, Mr. Shellhammer, he's like, okay, here's the list of the toys that we're trying to push right now because we're overstocked.
Bro.
We need to get rid of these things. So if a kid doesn't know what they want for Christmas, then be like, oh, how about one of these things?
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm not going to do that. He doesn't tell Mr. Shellhammer that. He waits till he's gone and he talks to Alfred again. He's like, I'm just going to rip this up.
Can you believe they're trying to make kids take what they don't want?
Exactly.
What is that about?
Capitalism, right?
Finally, taking them down.
It was commercialism, I think, wasn't it? It was one of those isms. Oh boy.
Fascism.
So, there we go. So he goes out, he sits on the chair and everything, and the kids start coming up to him.
Yep.
And we see one of them he's talking to. He wants some kind of a fire truck that has a hose that actually squirts water.
I'll play with it in the backyard, I swear.
Yeah. I won't play with it in the house.
I promise.
Promise. Cross my heart.
I'm a child. I will not lie.
Exactly. And he's like, well, you're a good boy. You've been good all year and everything. I'll make sure that you get that. And the mother's like,
bro,
they
chill.
don't have them
Macy's
here.
does not have any. Please do not tell my child
that he will be
get
this.
it. Santa's like, no, don't worry, dog.
Don't worry about it. You're getting it.
Yeah.
And so the kid is like, okay, thanks, Santa, and starts walking off. And Mom's like, Mama needs to have a little word with Santa. Thank you. And she's like, look, bro, they don't have it here.
I'm tired.
I've gone everywhere. They don't have it anywhere in the city. And he's like, don't worry. I got you, boo.
Yeah.
They got it at this one store.
Yeah. It's only $8.
Exactly.
Great deal.
It's a great deal. And she's like,
enjoy. Which $8 back then was $4,000.
I wasn't going to go that high, but I was going to say that seems kind of expensive.
You could buy a pack of gum with a breath.
It's probably like $40 or something.
Yeah.
But pack of out with the breath. Quit. Oh my gosh. So she's like, why are you sending me somewhere other than Macy's?
Yeah.
He's like, because I think that kids should get what they want, for Christmas. And if it means sending the parents to a different place, then he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, that's actually really cool of you.
Yeah. Thanks, Macy's.
Exactly. And so, unfortunately, well, actually, it's later. I'll get to it. Susan shows up because she's with Mr. Gailey.
Yep.
Because
he's taking her wherever.
Wherever he wants to go, I guess. No, he does say something about Cleo. Something was wrong with her mother or something.
Yeah,
She had to leave.
needed a break.
And was like, can you take her? So he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I wasn't working anyway.
I can drop her off at Macy's where Mom works, and while we're there, we're going to go see Santa.
Yep.
So she goes to see Santa.
I'm going to make you believe in stuff.
Exactly. I'm going to make you believe in this Santa Claus, whether you like it or not.
I do not respect your mother's wishes.
Exactly. So they go up to see Santa, and she basically straight up is like, look, I know you're not Santa.
Yeah.
Santa's not real.
Like, great beard and all.
Yeah, but you're just a nice
it's
old
really
man.
real. That's awesome.
And he's like, it is real.
Yeah.
And so she tugs his beard. She's like,
Ooh, it is real.
that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But you're still just an old man with a nice beard
Yeah.
who's nice to kids, and you're not actually Santa.
Yeah.
And then he asks her what she wants, and she's like,
No.
nothing. My mom's going to get stuff for me. I
Yeah.
don't need anything from you.
No, all right.
Because,
See ya.
you're not really Santa, and Santa doesn't exist anyway, so whatever. I rely on my mother for everything.
Yep.
And, of course,
Miss Walker
her mother
sees it. Yep.
comes in and sees and is like, oh, wow, there's a lot of people here in line for Santa. What is my daughter doing here? So she
With
comes
that man.
with that man, those men, both of those men. Santa, this fake Santa, and
My boyfriend.
maybe. So she comes up, she's like, okay, we're going right now.
Yeah.
Pulls him away. And she's divorced and she's bitter.
Yeah. It's
Basically.
like, listen, we all thought Prince Charming was going to come, but that didn't happen. Instead, I got married to this jackass.
And now I'm divorced and I got a
this
kid.
kid. And, things didn't turn out well.
And I've been smoking
Let me tell you something.
10 packs a day.
I've seen it all. All right. I'm in my early 20s.
But I sound like I'm 75.
While they're talking,
Susan is like, I'm just going to sneak back in
she's a
here
little sneak.
and see what Santa's doing.
Yeah.
Santa is...
She's kind of, maybe is. I don't know.
Maybe there's something interesting going on with
he's
this
a
man.
nice guy. He's jolly. He's got a beard.
He's pretty cool, I just want to know a little bit more about him,
Yeah.
So she goes back in there, and he is talking to this woman, and she's talking about how her daughter, they've just adopted her. She's
Dutch.
Yeah, she's Dutch.
She's like, she's not going to be able to talk to you.
Yeah, she doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
But
she just wanted to come in.
Yeah, she just wanted to see Santa. And so he starts talking to her.
He busts out the Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They start singing a song together.
Yeah.
They're having a good old time.
He asks her what she wants. And she says, nothing, because I got adopted. So that was sweet.
So that's
like the first thing she said.
Okay.
She says like "niets" or something like that. I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know Dutch or something like that.
But basically,
and that's why it cuts to Mom going like, "Huh."
Yeah. It was really cute because you could tell what she was saying. It didn't have any like subtitles or anything about what it was, but yeah, you could tell.
Laughs in Dutch.
You could tell. Basically, you could tell what was happening because the mom looked very happy and she looked very happy, and it was like, oh, she has a family. She has what she wanted.
Yeah.
So very cute.
Yep. And they sang that song. And if you're the other parents in line, you're like, are you kidding me? They're singing songs up there now. Oh my gosh, I've been sitting in here for an hour.
It's like, I just want my kid to get
so tired.
To get up there and tell Santa what
I've been walking around this freaking store for 3 hours.
It's like, I already know what he wants, but I can't find it here at Macy's. But we gotta come see Santa anyway because that's what you do at Christmas. You take your kid to see Santa.
Gotta get the photos.
Oh,
just gonna cry.
He's scared of Santa. I don't even know why we're here. So, yeah. Anyway, that all happens. Susan sees it. She's like, wow, the Santa is amazing. I do like in the remake how they do it because they have a deaf girl and he does sign language to her, which is really cute.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's a fun little, they had to do something different, you know?
Yeah.
And that works.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I told her you wouldn't know, you know, you wouldn't be able to talk to her and everything. And he just starts signing to her. It's cute. But of course, it's also Richard Attenborough. And it's just like, oh, he's adorable. I don't care that he let these dinosaurs eat people. He's so cute. He's such a cute old man.
I get it. Dino DNA.
I can't be mad at him, you know, as a T-Rex is chomping your leg off. I just can't be mad at him. Oh, man. So, yeah. I can't remember what happened.
I don't know. I think she just leaves.
Yeah. Mr. Shellhammer shows up again. And he's like, I'm going to listen in. I want to see what he's doing.
Everything seems to be going well.
How he's doing and everything. And he hears him telling somebody, oh, we don't have it here, but you can get it at wherever. Yeah,
like we got some pretty good skates, but if you want really good skates, you know, go to Gimbals.
You're going to want to go to Gimbals because they've got some really good ones. And he's like, Gimbals, why?
That's where Elf is.
But why is he... Why is he sending them to Gimbals?
Yeah.
This is madness. And so he starts walking off, but then the woman from earlier that has the kid who wants the fire truck comes up.
Yeah.
She's like...
Hey, you're the guy who runs the toy department, right? Because I know all the people who work here.
In Macy's, exactly. And he's like, yeah, that's me. She's like, great job hiring that guy. Yeah. You got a Macy's customer for life, buddy. Because
I didn't really shop here before.
Exactly.
But dude.
He's like, I thought you were all about consumerism, but you're not.
You're not. You're about Christmas.
Commercialism.
Yep.
Why do I keep saying everything but...
Consumerism. I mean, similar.
I'm like capitalism, consumerism, commercialism, the 3 C's. Oh, man.
Communism.
Let's throw that one in there, too. Why not? Although it's completely different, but sure. Confucianism. We're just gonna go all out here. Oh, man. So he's like, oh, well, that's nice. That's cool. Yeah. But what is Mr. Macy gonna say?
Yeah. I just hope he doesn't kill me.
Exactly.
And back in his office, like 5 other ladies are trying
waiting
to
say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Like, they're not going to be waiting.
No.
If he's not around.
No.
They'll write a letter. You wrote letters back in those days.
Or they call.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because later you find out that they have gotten a lot of letters and calls and stuff. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's what they're going to do. But whatever. So, Mrs. Walker has Susan in her office. And she's like, okay, just so we're clear that Santa Claus does not exist. This man's not Santa Claus.
But he was talking Dutch.
Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah. How did he know? And then Chris comes in and she's like, okay, let's clear this all up. Tell her you're not Santa Claus. And he's like, but I am Santa Claus.
Yeah, I don't lie, baby.
And she's like, funny. I know we're paying you to play Santa Claus, but I need you to actually not lie to her. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not lying. I'm actually Santa Claus. And she's like,
that's me, baby.
What's your real name? Chris Kringle. It's like, oh.
Goes into the Tim Allen Santa Claus bit. Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Popo. She gets his work card. Yes. His employment card or whatever.
She looks at it and it's like Chris Kringle from the North Pole age, and it was like the same.
Oh yeah, as old as my tongue but older than my teeth. Yeah. And
then it's like next of kin, and it's like the names of all the reindeer. I'm like,
not even Mrs. Claus in there.
Really, next of kin? Yeah. They're reindeer.
This adds a whole new depth to his canon.
I mean, I don't apply for a job and say that my next of kin is my dog.
What if he birthed those reindeer? Maybe if that's the new lore of Christmas.
Sure.
Like Loki birthing that horse.
Schleppnir or whatever. Yeah, if that is the case, then I take it back. But you know what? I've never seen that in the Santa lore.
Sounds like we need to write it. Fanfic.
Santa fanfic. Here we come. Not surprisingly, it's probably already out there somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, so she's like, okay, Susan, I'm gonna have to ask you to, like, leave the room for a while. I need to talk to this guy right here.
Yeah. Go get with some random guy.
Yeah, just go find some random stranger and hang out with him.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Exactly. So she's like, all right, Chris.
You're fine.
We're gonna have to let you go because
you're crazy.
You're crazy. Mm-hmm. It's, I don't want to do it, but
you seem nice.
I kind of have to.
We just can't have that around here.
And then she gets a call, and it's like, Mr. Macy wants to see you.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, okay, stay here. I'll bring your paycheck when I come back after talking to Mr. Macy.
Yeah.
So she goes up to meet with Mr. Macy and Mr. Shellhammer and all the other marketing team and all this stuff.
The ad.
And Mr. Macy's like, this idea you had for Santa, I know that you did it behind my back and didn't tell me about it and everything, but it is brilliant. It is working so well. And genius
Let's
idea.
Keep it going, baby.
Yep, exactly. We're gonna advertise about this. We're gonna have all this.
Yep.
We're the nice store.
Yeah,
we're the
company
friendly
that has
store.
a heart.
Oh, yeah, perfect. And you're getting bonuses. And just make sure that you keep Mr. Kringle happy and everything's going to be great.
Guy.
Exactly. And so she's like, oh, okay.
No.
So I walk out and she's like, problem, I fired him. So Mr. Shellhammer's like, well, you gotta hire him back because we need this guy.
She's like, what if something crazy, what if he goes crazy and messes up everything?
Exactly.
It's like, well, just get him evaluated.
Yeah, sure. We got a psychiatrist on
mental eval.
Yeah, exactly. We've got one like in the company.
Yeah.
Just send in to him. He'll do an evaluation.
She's not even a psychiatrist. He's just a guy.
Right.
He's an HR guy, pretty much.
Pretty much. So she goes back to him. She's like, because she had told him that last year Santa or whatever had decided that he wanted to come back and work. So that's why they were going to have to let him go. Mm-hmm. She's like, actually, we found a different position for him, so everything's good. You're gonna stay as Santa, and everything's great.
Yep,
cool. But you're gonna have to come in when you come in tomorrow morning. You're gonna have to go see Mr. Sawyer. He's gonna give you a mental examination.
Yeah,
he's like,
I've done 100 of those.
Yeah, I'm used to this.
Easy peasy.
How many fingers am I holding up for?
Who was the first president?
George Washington. I got this. So he comes back, does the mental examination.
Mr. Sawyer is a jerk.
He's the worst.
He's got a lot of nervous tics.
Yep. He's like sitting there. He's chewing his fingernails. He's like pulling his eyebrows. Yep. He's constantly like
tapping around.
Yeah, just tapping his fingers and everything. And Chris was like answering all these questions because with no
multiple
problem.
times.
Exactly. And he's like, you have some nerve issues, right? Because what's going on with you?
How's everything at home?
Yeah, exactly.
And that gets him mad.
Yep. He's like, you need to get out of here. And apparently Mr. Sawyer sucks so bad that his secretary is also having a nervous breakdown.
Yep.
And she's like pulling on her eyebrows too. She's like, your wife's on the phone. Yeah. So he's not having a good life, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a wonderful life, and it is
not for him.
Yeah. So he he did not pass the examination because Mr. Sawyer comes in and is like, no, you got to fire him. He was trying to he just kept changing the subject and all this stuff. And she's like, did he answer all the questions right? He's like, yes, but he's aggressive and everything. And they have the doctor where he lives.
Yeah, which is supposed to be like a geriatric home.
Yeah. And he's there also. And he's like, I've never had any problems with him.
Cool.
He's a nice guy. He's never hurt anybody. He just wants people to be happy. And he's a good guy,
Yep.
He's like, so I don't think you should fire him. So they don't.
They keep him on.
Exactly.
A lot of pressure to keep him on. So
they let him stay.
Yep.
The thing is, they're like, well, what if we're wrong about him? What if something happens and he does have some kind of mental break or whatever and just attack somebody?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, well, the easiest way to do this is to have him stay with an employee of Macy's so that you can
So he
basically escort him to work.
Yeah. Keep an eye on him so he doesn't attack people in the streets.
Exactly. So that's what they decide to do. They're like, Mr. Shellhammer,
you have that extra room.
You've got an extra room because your son's off at college or whatever. So why don't you have him stay with you?
Like, sure.
Like, that's cool, but Mrs. Shellhammer is not going to like this proposal.
But don't worry. We're having martinis tonight.
I'm gonna double hers, basically. Exactly. He's like, once she's plastered, once she's happy.
Yep.
I will talk to her about it and we'll get it all sorted. It's like, great. Sounds perfect. So, but while I'm getting her all liquored up, I'm going to need you to keep him at your place.
Yeah.
Just take him home for dinner. I'll call you once everything's ready to go.
Yep. So
she's like, fine. That's fine, whatever. So takes him home. So he gets to interact with Susan a little bit more.
Yeah. She doesn't play with the other kids.
Yeah. He's like, what about the other kids in the building? I don't play with them. They don't want to play with me.
They play silly games.
They play silly games, exactly. They were playing Zoo in the basement.
Yeah.
And I came down and they were like, only animals here. And she's like, but I'm a little girl. And they're like, get out. So she's like, so I just came back upstairs because like, whatever. And he's like, why don't you just pretend to be an animal? And she's like, because I'm not an animal.
Yeah.
He's like, you
gotta use your imagination.
Oh, honey, imagination is a thing. You need to use it.
And technically, humans are animals. They are part of the animalia.
True. So true.
You are one. You could go tell them that.
Exactly. But he's like, how about we just play pretend? How about let's just pretend you're a monkey.
Yeah.
And so they start pretending to be monkeys.
It's really pretty good at impersonating a monkey. I've never thought about the whole sticking your chin out and all that. Not bad. So they start pretending to be monkeys. It's really cute. It is. Mr. Gailey is there, of course, because he's always there. Yeah. He's always around. Yeah, at some point they enter into a relationship, but we really don't see when that happens. No, he's just around all the time, and I guess she's just like, I guess he's my boyfriend now. I've grown accustomed to his face. Yeah. So yeah, he's there. Yeah. He sees them playing monkeys and everything. He's like, oh man, I wish there was a way that he could interact with his child more. Yeah, so he can get her and her mom to believe things. Exactly. He's like, oh, I know the best way to do this. She's always at my apartment anyway. Yeah. Because she might as well just live there, you know? So why not I offer him a room? Yeah. Because they're looking for a place for him to stay. Yeah. He's so like, bro, I got two twin beds, exactly. Bottle of booze. Why does he have two twin beds anyway? Did it just come? Maybe his apartment came furnished and it came with two beds. That makes sense. Yeah. Or maybe he has a guest room. He does not have a guest room. Oh. Did you not see later when they're in bed? Oh, they're right next to each other? Room. That's right. Same room. There's no guest room. It's just two beds next to each other with like a table in between. Well, he's hoping to get married, and in those days when you're on TV and had to get married, you had to be in separate beds. What do you mean on TV? That wasn't just on TV. That was everybody. Oh my gosh. This is reality. This isn't fiction. What are you talking about? Yeah. So he's like, you can stay at my apartment, and then you can ride into Macy's, or not really ride, I guess walk to Macy's probably with maybe, I don't know, surely they're not that far away. I don't know, anyway, because she just lives like up the street. Exactly. So it's like they just walk together, I guess. Anyway, but he's like, this will work, this is perfect. Just give me some time to work on old Miss Walker. Exactly. Because he made a thing whenever they were in her office. He's like, I'm gonna get you to believe in me, or else I'm quitting Christmas. It's over. Christmas is over. Christmas is canceled. Miss Walker doesn't believe. Exactly. And she won't let her child believe either. Yep. So I'm done. I can never be Santa again. So he's like, this is perfect. This is dream come true, basically. Yep. So Mr. Shellhammer calls and is like, I'm going to let you speak to Mrs. Shellhammer. I made him triple strong. So she is very happy. So she's like, okay. So he gives her the phone. It is turned the wrong way, of course. Yep. And she's like, hello. Nobody answers hello. He's like, no, honey, other way. So he turns it. Still the wrong way. Still the wrong way. Hello. Finally fixes it. No, honey, this way. Yes, we'd be thrilled to have Santa stay with us. She's just out of it. Yep, she gone.
Yep, and she's like, oh, perfect. And then he's like, yeah, I'll tell them thank you. That's very nice, but I will be staying with Mr. Gailey.
Yep.
And she's like,
he offered first.
Excuse me? You're going to be right across the hall from me?
That's where my child sleeps.
My child stays there all the time.
In that twin bed.
Dare you? Oh my gosh. No. So she's like, fine, whatever. Stay there, I guess. I don't care what you do. So she's like, well, never mind. You got her drunk for nothing, because I guess he's staying with Mr. Gailey.
Yeah.
But before he goes to Mr. Gailey's, he has to tuck in Susan, because apparently they are related now. Believe in
tucking. She doesn't read her stories. No. She doesn't sing songs with her or anything.
Exactly. So she's like, she's in bed. He's like, what do you want for Christmas? Because you never did really answer me before. She's like, I told you nothing. And he's like, just tell me one thing that you've not even told your mother that you want.
Give me a chance.
You haven't told anybody else. And she's like, okay.
Fine.
This is what I want. And she pulls out a picture. It's a house.
Yeah.
I want this house. He's like, a dollhouse? She's like, no, a real house.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's a tall order.
He's like, what are you going to do with a house?
Live there, obviously. with my mom. And so he's
she wanted a backyard with a swing
with a swing, exactly.
So, yeah.
She's like, if you can't get that for me, you're not really Santa.
Yep. These are my terms.
But if you can, then I'll believe you.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Kate, yeah, that's this is gonna be a tough one. And
I'll
she's
do my
like,
best.
She just shrugs like,
yeah, sorry.
Ball's in your court, bro.
That's the deal.
So he's like, oh, I'll see what I can do. And she's like, yeah, you will.
If you know what's good for you.
Exactly. And then he leaves, says goodnight to her, kisses her on the forehead. I'm like, you're not her grandfather. I get that you're Santa Claus, but you're getting a little too familiar with this child. And then he leaves. She gets ready for bed. Spits her gum out because she's been chewing gum this whole time.
Yeah. She has a little box for her wrapper.
Yes.
To spit her gum out in. And we were wondering if she's just been chewing the same piece of gum forever.
That has got to be the flavorless piece of gum.
Gross.
Yeah, it's nasty. Anyway, over at Gimbel's, the people there are not happy.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, we can do that.
Exactly. Well, if we don't have it, we'll send them back to Macy's.
Yeah. And we're going to make it nationwide. Exactly. All our stores will do it.
Exactly. And so Macy's like, oh, well, you know what? We can do that too.
Call San Francisco.
And Atlanta.
And
Topeka. I don't know. No, it was Toledo, I think.
Oh,
I'm like, it was a T-O, I know.
And Toledo.
Toledo. Yeah, so they're like, all right. They have this photo op.
Yeah.
With Santa, where they're shaking hands in front of Santa.
Gimbel and Macy himself.
Exactly. They're
putting aside old grievances for Christmas.
They're burying the hatchet.
Yep.
Everything's great.
It's a miracle of Christmas.
Yep. And then because they take the picture at Macy's, and then before they go over to Gimbel's to take another picture, Macy's like, oh, wait a minute, before we go over there, here, Santa, here's your bonus check.
Yep.
What are you going to do with all this money? And he's like, well, I have a friend who's a doctor. He needs an x-ray machine. I'm going to get that. And he's like, oh, that's so nice. That's not going to cover an x-ray machine. Let me just give you some more money. And Gimbel's like, no.
I'll cover the rest.
And Macy's is like, oh, but we're going to get it from Macy's. I'm like, since when does Macy's have an x-ray machine?
Macy's used to be crazy.
I guess so.
They had everything.
I mean, Sears had houses, so.
That's true. Yep.
So yeah, they finally agree on whatever they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to get that x-ray machine for him, though. So then the next night, he is also, once again, putting this child to bed. Who he does not live in this apartment. He is not related to this child at all. But he's...
Who's tucking Blitzen in right now?
What about poor Comet?
Oh,
what about Cupid? Come on, Prancer's out there in the cold because nobody's there to tuck him in.
Sorry about your second family, Santa.
So he sees that she's chewing her gum again because she's always chewing gum. And she's blowing bubbles with it.
Yeah.
He's like, that looks really cool.
Think I get a piece of that action?
Exactly. She's like, here, I got you. Gives him some gum.
Here's some gum. May have been chewed already. We don't know.
We don't know. It doesn't show. So he chews this gum.
I didn't want to see it.
I didn't either. He chews this gum. He blows a bubble, but it's off screen, of course.
Yeah, apparently it's really big.
Yeah, because her eyes get so big. And then pop, and she winces. And then we see him looking looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
He's picking gum out of his beard and mustache.
Yeah. It's a bad move. Blowing them bubbles with gum.
All over.
With gum? With a beard.
So it's just all up in that beard.
Yeah.
He's in the cafeteria at work later. He's having his lunch with Alfred.
Yeah.
And Alfred has been going to see Mr. Sawyer.
Yeah.
And he's not being Santa at the YMCA
it's like, I can't be Santa.
Exactly.
Says
because he tells him
me wanting to give presents to the kids is because I feel guilty about stuff.
It's a guilt complex.
Yeah.
Because of something that's happened in his childhood
Maybe
that he did
when I was
wrong.
a baby.
He's trying to make it right by doing all these good things for people.
He's gonna find out what's wrong with me.
Yeah, and also he told me that I hate my dad, and I was like,
I didn't know that.
I didn't realize that, but I guess I do.
Yeah.
So
he's just a garbage psychologist,
exactly.
or whatever he's supposed to be.
Exactly, and poor little gullible Alfred goes to see him every day after lunch.
Yeah,
he's like, the only thing. Chris is like, the only thing that you're guilty of is overeating.
Yeah.
It's like, sir, he's only 17.
I'm sorry, Santa. I didn't know you were in great shape.
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to have any padding for your suit either, so don't even go there.
Eating all them cookies.
Exactly. So he's mad though, because he's like, you can't be telling Alfred this. This child is susceptible to all of this stuff.
He's yelling.
He's very gullible, and you can't just do this to him.
Yeah, and you
don't even have a degree.
Yeah, you're not a psychologist.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
So he goes up to Mr. Sawyer and he tells him all that.
Yeah.
Sawyer. I say Sawyer.
That doesn't matter.
Okay. So he goes up to him and he's like, you're not even a real doctor.
Yeah.
And they get into it. And Sawyer tells him, get out of my office.
Yeah.
Chris gets mad at him.
He's like, I'm going to tell Mr. Macy on you.
Exactly. They get into a little altercation.
Yep.
Chris hits him with his cane.
Yeah. Whacks him on the head.
Whacks him on the head.
Yep.
And of course, Shellhammer and Mrs. Walker are like on their way to the office. Chris escapes.
Yeah.
He just runs.
A daring escape by Chris.
Exactly. They come in. Mr. Sawyer is like,
acting like he's passed out.
I'm unconscious. My head. Oh no. He does have this huge bump on his head. He does have a bump,
yeah.
It's really funny. So I'm like, you deserve that, but whatever. And he's like
I told him there wasn't a Santa Claus, and he got mad. He lost his mind.
Exactly. He attacked me.
Yeah.
And we need to fire him. We need to get rid of him before he can go talk to Mr. Macy.
Yeah.
So
just get him outside.
Yeah.
And I'll take care of the rest.
Because they're like, we're gonna give him another mental examination, but we're gonna have an actual doctor do it.
Yeah.
And so Mrs. Walker doesn't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah. It's like, I like that dude.
Exactly.
I can't.
I don't want to hurt his feelings. And so they're like, okay, well, we'll do it. The other two will do it. So Mr. Shellhammer tells him, oh, you have a meeting with the mayor. Let's go.
You got a photo up.
So they get him into the car, and Mr. Sawyer gets in with him. He's like, quick, to Bellevue.
Yeah.
It's like
the mental hospital.
Exactly. So he's like, oh no, they think I've gone crazy.
It's like, does Mrs. Walker know about this? She's like, yeah. We all talked about it.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't tell the full story.
Yeah. And Santa just believes him.
Exactly.
Come on, Santa. You're better than that.
Exactly. So they take him to Bellevue. We find out he deliberately failed the examination because he was sad because he thought
what's the point?
He thought that Mrs. Walker
betrayed him. Yeah.
So he thinks that, he's like, it's a betrayal. And they call Fred and say, hey, he's at Bellevue. You might want to bring his stuff because he's going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
So Fred goes to see him, and
he's like, I'm going to recommend he be committed. So
yeah. Exactly. So Fred's like, okay, we've got to stop this. This is cool because I know you're not crazy and I believe you. And I know that you failed the examination on purpose.
Yeah. He's like, Miss Walker doesn't believe in me.
Exactly.
He's like, no, she's sad, but she needs you.
Yeah.
That little girl needs you.
That little girl needs you. She needs somebody to tuck her in every night and kiss her on the forehead.
That's right.
Because her own mother won't do it.
Her mom ain't doing that.
Exactly. So, and I can't do it because it would be weird if I did it. But if you do it and you're Santa,
it's already weird enough. Our relationship's already weird.
Oh, man. So, yeah. Not looking good for Santa.
Nope.
Or, excuse me, for Chris.
He's like, it's going to be tough, Santa, but I'm going to eat you out.
Mm-hmm. Then we find out Mr. Macy. He is not happy about this.
Oh, yeah.
He has Mr. Sawyer in his office. He's like, you better do something about this because this is our Santa.
Press is going to have a field day with this.
Exactly. He's like, you cannot let this get out.
Mm-hmm. That
you
we
go get him out of Bellevue.
Santa.
Exactly. You get him out of Bellevue.
Yeah.
You bring him back here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to hear another word out of you.
That's right.
Out of your nasty face. He doesn't say that, but I wanted him to.
Well, you're gone.
Exactly. So he's like, you bring him back or I don't want to see you back again. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Sawyer has to go.
Yep.
And of course, Fred is also there. The judge is there that's going to be doing their hearing. He was about
to sign it. He thought it was just, regular cut and dry commitment.
Because the DA is there and everything. Yeah. He's like, sign the papers. He's like, all right, I'll do that. Fred comes in. He's like, hold that pen.
I object.
You can't do this. I demand hearing.
Yep.
So, yeah. He's like, all right, fine, whatever.
We'll do a hearing.
And then Sawyer comes in and finds out about it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, a hearing.
Oh,
dear. What about the publicity? So he goes up to Fred. He's like, hey.
Cool what you're doing. Love it.
But can we keep the press out of this?
Yeah,
and he's like, wait, who are you?
Crazy.
He's like, I'm Mr. Sawyer. And he's like, oh, you're...
Oh,
okay,
that guy.
You gave me a great idea. I think I'm going to tell the press about this.
Let's get it out there.
We want everyone to know that you guys are trying to commit Santa Claus.
Yeah. I gotta win this case.
Exactly. And so he's like, oh no. Dear. What have I done? I don't know why we're giving him Piglet energy, but sure. So he's like, no publicity, please. And Fred's like, no, all the publicity.
Yeah. He's a rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah. Sawyer's a rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like a rabbit.
He's Rabbit.
He's Rabbit.
Yeah, from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, Tigger, no more bouncing.
Yeah. Pooh, get out of my window. Is that right? Better? Or I don't know what he was in.
Oh, I can't remember.
Anyway, Rabbit sucks.
Oh, man. So they're going to be having a hearing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a trial. It's just a hearing.
Yeah.
The judge is, he has a friend. I don't know who he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be like his campaign manager or something. Yeah, he's going up for some kind of
run for office.
Yeah. And so he's like, you cannot put Santa on trial. Yeah. This is not going to look good.
You're going to tell the world that Santa doesn't exist?
This is not going to look good for you. If you do this, you need to get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
But he's already committed to doing it.
Yeah.
So we can't go back
on it. He's got to do his job.
Exactly. And his grandchildren, the judge's grandchildren, are over at their house. They're like, oh, Grandma.
Yeah.
Let's hug you before we go to bed. And Grandpa's like, hey, hug me too. And they're like, no.
No, you're
they just
evil,
walk off. They're like, you're trying to put Santa away. So they just walk off. And then the grandmother, his wife, comes up and is just like, I don't even want you to speak to me.
I'm on their side. Why don't you sleep out here tonight?
How could you do this? And she just walks off. And then Fred Mertz is like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
You gotta get used to this.
Fred, why are you everywhere? Why are you in my home?
Oh, man. So, yeah, they're not very happy with him.
Yeah.
Then the hearing starts.
Yep.
Fred has quit the law firm.
Yeah.
Because they were like, you can't you cannot represent someone claiming to be Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. It's not good for us. And he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll go. So bye.
Yep.
Because he intends to prove that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
Yep. Like, who are you going to get for clients? All the people that have been wronged.
Exactly. And she's like, okay.
I don't really believe in you.
Yeah. He's like, you don't believe in me, do you?
Yeah. We've been married for 3 years now.
And we've only known each other for 2 weeks. Oh, man.
I live here now.
Oh, man. So they put Mr. Macy on the stand.
Yep.
He goes up there. They're like, he asks him, like, Fred asks him a couple of questions.
Yeah.
He's like, do you think that he's a liar or whatever?
Yeah.
He's like, no. Do you think he's a good guy? He's like, yeah, sure. And then the DA is like, do you believe he's Santa? And Mr. Macy's like,
yeah, like, PTSD flashback.
Yeah, and he sees like the headlines for the next day. Mr. Macy says Santa isn't real and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, I wouldn't say that. And he's like, no, tell us what do you have to say?
Then he pictures him on the float, all the kids looking at him.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do this to the children, you know?
I think he is Santa.
Yeah, so he's like...
So he might have committed perjury right there.
Possibly. And then everybody's like, oh my gosh, Mr. Macy believes in Santa.
Yeah. Let's all take pictures of it.
Exactly. So then the next day they have little Tommy, who is the DA's son.
Yeah. He's like, I call Tommy Jr.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, what?
Oh my gosh, that's Tommy Jr.'s music.
And his wife is there, and she's just like, we got summoned.
They summoned me. I gotta do it.
I couldn't do anything. I'm sorry.
This is New York.
So little Tommy goes up there, and he's just like, hi, Daddy.
Yeah. He's a really cocky little shit, ain't he?
So he gets up there. They have to put like a phone book on the chair so that it'll be tall enough to sit there and actually look out at the people.
Yeah.
And they ask him, about Santa.
Yeah. Who told you there was a Santa?
He's like, my daddy. My daddy did.
Yeah.
Didn't you, Daddy? He's like, yeah.
He doesn't lie, right, Daddy?
You would never lie to me, right, Daddy? And he's just like, oh, gosh.
This kid.
Yeah, and they like ask him to point out Santa Claus or whatever. And he's like, is that man right over there? And he points to Chris and everything. And they're like, good job, Tommy. You can go now.
Your Honor. He said he's Santa.
Oh, man.
He's pretty much the burden of proof is going to be put on Fred now.
Yeah.
Because Judge is like, yeah, we got to... I think at some point they like, okay, we'll accept that there is a Santa Claus.
Yes.
Because I don't want to make my kid mad.
Exactly.
But you got to prove that he's actually Santa Claus.
Yeah, that Kris Kringle right here in this room is actually Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And the judge has also done this thing where he's like...
I agree, Santa's real.
Santa's
Y'all
real.
can't say I didn't say Santa's real.
Exactly.
So,
exactly, because of course Fred Mertz is over there. He's like,
good job, boy.
I got this cigar, but I can't actually smoke in the courthouse.
I've been chewing on this thing. It's so wet, it's melted in my mouth.
Oh, God. I just got tobacco staining my teeth from this cigar. Yeah, but he had told him, if you run a campaign after you have done this hearing and said that Santa Claus does not exist, you are not gonna get this position.
We're out.
There's no way. So he's like, there are only gonna be 2 people voting for you. It's gonna be you and it's gonna be the DA.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even like the DA. So I don't want that.
He was not gonna vote for me anyway.
He's a Republican. It's like, that's not even gonna happen. It's just gonna be me voting for myself.
It was me vote for myself.
Oh man. So yeah, everything is on Fred now to prove that Chris is actually Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I have no idea how I'm gonna do this.
Yep. Need a recess.
Yep.
Postpone until tomorrow, please.
Exactly. So they do.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Yep. So
the piglet disease.
Gosh. So that night, Susan's like, I want to write a letter to Santa. Mm-hmm. So she does, saying that she believes in him.
Yep.
And then even her mother writes a little postscript on there. It's like, I believe in you too.
Yeah.
Doris
Day.
No, Doris Walker. And so she seals it up and everything and sends it in the mail. And it goes to the mail room. And
Elf's there.
Exactly. It is shiny as all get out. Yep. Buddy the elf is there. His friend is there. They're drinking. No, it's this guy. And he's like, oh, look at this.
Hey, boss, get over here.
Hey, get over here. Look what I found.
Look at this Santa.
Look at this. It says it's to Santa Claus. It says it goes to the New York courthouse.
I see it go everywhere. North Pole, South Pole. I don't know what accent this is anymore.
He's like,
but now they say the courthouse.
But this is the courthouse. And he's like, yeah, don't
forget about.
He's like, yeah, don't you read the papers?
Yeah, I look like I got one in my back pocket.
Look at this. Look at the papes. Yeah. You gotta look at the papes here.
Front page.
So he's like, yeah, you don't look at the news. And I'm like, I would be this guy. I would be out of it. I would not know what was going on.
News?
He's like, yeah, there's a hearing about the Macy's Santa Claus. Yeah. And he's like, oh.
The gun trial.
Exactly. He's like, well, we know where Santa is. So we got all these things and all these
letters
in the dead letter office. Yeah. Why don't we just send them over to the courthouse?
Yeah. Gabagool!
Gabagool!
Pasta fajoule! Unlimited breadsticks and salad!
When you hear your family!
Forget about it.
What are we doing?
That's amore. Alright.
Oh, man. Mambo. Mambo Italiano. Oh man! So they send the letters to the courthouse. Yeah. They're like, we got like
pull
50,000
up some trucks.
We got like 50,000 letters. Let's send them all to the courthouse.
I know we need to like actually deliver mail, but let's get some trucks and take those to the courthouse.
Exactly. So that's what they do.
Yep.
You see the next day at the courthouse, Nick, Saint Nick. Chris. Yep. Chris Kringle. He's sitting there. He's reading Susan's letter.
Yeah, somebody brought him that one letter.
Exactly. Yep. Well, that one was actually addressed to the courthouse. That was the one that was actually addressed to him at the courthouse. Sure. So he's reading that one. He's like, this is the best thing I've ever read in my entire life. And so he's so excited about it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't even care at this point if I get committed to the insane asylum.
All worth it.
It was all worth it because they believe in me.
This one child.
And her mother.
Mom.
And her boyfriend. Possibly husband. I don't know at this point. Also.
Ex-husband now.
So, yeah, he's all happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred's like, oh, I'm glad you're happy. Because I have no idea how I'm going to win this case.
Yeah, bad news, bro.
So
we're screwed.
So somebody comes up to him and is like, hey, there's something out here you need to see.
Yeah.
So he leaves.
He's like, we got lots of letters.
Well, I don't think he says what it is.
He describes it. You can see his hands going we got like...
Yeah, it's something big.
Yeah.
So he goes out there. They start the hearing without him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because the DA is like, they can't prove it.
Yeah.
They can't prove nothing.
Let's just go ahead.
Commit him. He's obviously insane.
Sign the papers.
Sign the papes.
Go ahead now.
Exactly. And then he comes in. He's like, I've got some evidence that I need to show. He's like, here's 3 letters.
Mm-hmm.
These are addressed to Santa. They brought them here because they believe that this is Santa.
The United States Postal Service, a department of the government, the federal government.
Exactly. They believe that this man is Santa Claus. And he's like, okay, 3 pieces.
Yeah, I need more than just 3 little letters here.
That's like nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we got more.
Bring it in, boys.
Exactly. And the judge is like, put it on my desk. Put it on this desk right here.
Yeah.
Right in front of me. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, put it right here. I told you.
Asked for it.
I'm like, all right. So they bring in like 15 bags of letters and they just start pouring them on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is over there just like face all lit up. He's just like, look at all those letters. Those are mine.
I can't wait to read them. It's Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve. I'm not going to be able to read all these in the time it's going to take for, before I go out and do my actual Santa stuff. Yeah. So he has all those. And he's like, well, obviously the U.S. government believes that this man is Santa Claus.
Yep.
So case dismissed.
Yep.
There you go. You're Santa. And they're all like, all right, well.
We did it. Yay.
Good job. Doris invites Chris to dinner that night. He's like, I'm going to be busy. I'm not going to be able to do it. She's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You're Santa.
I forgot you're Santa.
Well, tomorrow we're doing something.
And he's like, yeah, you can just come by the old folks home. I don't know what I call it.
Pretty much.
But where I live, just come by there. We're going to have a big Christmas party and everything. And there'll be presents and stuff. So she's like, all right, I'll see you then.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, they show up there. Susan is just going crazy looking through those presents. She's trying to find
the doctor got his x-ray.
Doctor got his x-ray machine. Yep. He was all excited about it. He's like, well, you must be Santa.
Yeah.
Must be Santa.
Must be Santa. Santa Claus.
Yep.
So she's looking under the tree for
a house.
And she's disappointed it's not there.
But she says, I was looking for maybe just like a letter saying.
Like the keys to a house.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
She does say.
And why is she looking at this geriatric center?
Apparently she had presents there.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, there's not a present there for Susan.
No.
And she's like, I guess you're not Santa Claus.
Guess not. He's like, I'm so sorry. I tried.
Yep. He's like,
I did my best.
I couldn't do it. She's like, well, I guess you couldn't do it because you're not Santa. So.
Trying's not good enough. I don't believe in you anymore. Thank you.
Yeah. But she does still believe.
Her mom's like, dude, you gotta believe.
Yeah, because she's like, I believe. She just keeps saying it.
She's like, believing, you gotta believe when common sense tells you not to or something. Which isn't a great lesson, but
it's like, you gotta have faith,
Still good to have a little childlike wonder, you know.
And then Chris gives them directions to someplace. And
he's like, go pick up this thing for me or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
what he was giving them directions to, but they head out that way. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, we go like straight 4 more blocks, and they don't get very far. And Susan's like, stop the car!
Yeah.
Stop the car! It's my gift! So she runs out. It's a house, of course. It is for sale.
Yep.
She runs into it. Just runs straight into it.
Yep.
I'm like, they didn't lock this house?
Guess not.
They new meaning to open house right there.
They're gonna get
you
squatters.
Can just go in anytime you want to and look around at this house. Steal anything that might be in there.
Yeah.
But she runs upstairs. She sees her room. It's the way she wants it. There's even a swing outside in the backyard. She's all excited. She's like, this is my house. This is what I asked for.
Yep.
And so...
And Fred's like, it's for sale.
Yep.
Only costs $100.
It's real cheap.
Yeah.
No.
And we're married now, probably.
Apparently. And so they
and then they see a cane.
Yeah, they see a cane
next to the fireplace and like, wait a minute.
That's his cane.
Did he do this?
What?
And they kind of end on like a scary note, like, what did we do?
Yeah, it's like, what have we done?
Wait, what?
We let this maniac Santa Claus just do whatever. It's like, okay. Yeah, it was a very weird ending.
Such a weird line to end on. Like, what do you mean?
It's like, what did we do? I can't remember exactly what they said.
Could have said something better, like,
it's like,
wow, he really was Santa or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Maybe that's a little on the nose, but it's better than making it a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like, what powers does this man have?
I have become death.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
So yeah, it's
overall, good movie. I liked it.
It's fun.
It was fun.
I wish that Mr. Sawyer would have had some kind of comeuppance.
Oh yeah,
but whatever.
Should have fallen down a hole.
Just a manhole cover open and he just falls down. It'll be like Soul.
Yeah. Or at least fired. Maybe just fired.
He comes back in a cat's body. Fired would have been fine. Oh no, he has to go work at Gimbals now.
And that's why Gimbals doesn't exist anymore.
There you go.
Sawyer brought it down.
Oh man, so interesting.
It's a good one to get you in the Christmas mood. Mm-hmm. And if for some reason you don't think there's a Santa Claus, this will remind you that there is.
Yeah.
Because there is.
Now, it goes really into, like, the remake. I know it goes a little more in...
You didn't agree that there is a Santa Claus.
So, in the remake, it goes a little more...
Okay. In the remake, what happened?
It goes a little more into, like, the faith stuff, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, they go into, like, in God we trust kind of thing. It's like,
okay.
So if the U.S. government can put in God we trust on their money, on their currency, then and you have to have faith in God to believe that God exists, then why can't Santa also exist? And why can't this man be Santa or something? It was like, I don't like the way it ended so much. It's real weird because
they're
it's
making
like,
it a little more complicated than it needs to be.
Than it needs to be, because it's like, okay, but this thing with the
the mail's a good
mail
little
worked.
thing.
It worked well enough.
Yeah, because that's like a thing we all do.
Yeah,
send Santa letters.
Exactly.
So,
and then at the very end, the mother and the guy are engaged.
Okay, well they need to get on it. They need to move a little quicker.
I was gonna say, and then I think at the very end, she asks Santa for like one more thing, and it's I think she asked for a baby brother. I think.
Oh,
because the mother kind of looks down like, did Santa impregnate me?
Did I just get pregnant?
And then you hear a bell ring.
Every time a bell rings, Santa impregnates someone.
So it's a weird movie.
So it also turned into a horror movie.
It kind of does at the end because it's like
with this franchise.
Because it's like, am I pregnant already? I don't even know if they're married at that point.
That's interesting.
Or if they're just engaged. But it's like, what is happening?
Wow.
So weird. I mean, I assume that we probably won't cover that one since we've covered this one.
At least not this year.
If we do, we'll see how wrong I was.
Yeah. You just made that up in your mind. That's what I wanted to see.
I do sometimes. I will sometimes make something up and tell you just to see if it seems believable. Because you're like, did you? Did that happen? I'm like, no. But I'm pretty sure. That happens.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Let's get to our snack.
Okay.
What do we have this week?
We have pumpkin spice Oreos.
Ooh.
They have pumpkin spice flavored cream.
All right.
And I guess it's just like a vanilla cookie, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But we've had this since before Thanksgiving. Because I bought this after Halloween.
Yeah.
And we just have not been able to do it yet because we keep having
anything.
Cancel the episodes.
Yeah.
So it's been sitting around. This was gonna be our Thanksgiving episode thing, but nope.
That didn't happen.
Nope, didn't happen. So we're having it now. But Thanksgiving, you think of pumpkin pie.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving was a big part of the beginning of the movie.
That's right.
And of course, pumpkin pie is also a Christmas thing.
Yeah, you have it at Christmas too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole fall kind of, it's a fall treat. And technically, it's still fall.
Yep. And the Best Buy date is in 3 days.
Is it?
Yeah, 20th December 2023.
Okay, well, we made it in time. Look at that.
So if it takes off part of it, then oops.
Yeah, I see it now. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that looks very pumpkin.
Yeah, it does. It's a lot darker than I expected it to be.
It literally looks like they took the pumpkin puree and just stuck it in a cookie.
Smells pretty good. Mm-hmm. Go frosting.
Oh, okay. That came off very smooth.
That's the only way I know how to do things.
Okay. How's that cream?
It's good. It's like not too pumpkin-y.
Okay.
You know, but it does have it. Try it together now.
Yeah, it's not very overpowering, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest pumpkin spice kind of person.
Oh, really?
And I feel like we end up doing a lot of pumpkin spice stuff in the fall.
Yeah.
I think out of all the pumpkin spice stuff that we've done, this is probably my favorite.
Yeah. I like it.
It's pretty good.
It is good.
It's okay. I will say that the campfire s'mores M&Ms are still sitting right in front of me. They have not been opened again since.
Well, I got a couple.
I think you got a couple.
Regretted it.
Yeah, they are still here.
Yeah.
They will be here for a while.
Probably
until I just throw them away.
Yeah.
These pumpkin spice Oreos are not gonna have that problem.
Oh yeah. I could take down a package of those easy.
Yeah. We're gonna have to split these. And it's not gonna they might not make it to the expiration date.
That's good.
Which is, of course, the 20th of December.
Yep. We have 3 days.
Those things are good.
Yeah. But I mean, my rating is still probably going to be a 7.
Yeah, mine too.
It's not like a flavor I love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's still good.
Yeah,
I like
agree.
pumpkin pie a lot. Especially get a little whipped cream in there. Good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to give it a 7.
All right. What do you want for Christmas? Let us know. On Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send an email to havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Go have fun, and we'll see you next week for a Merry Christmas episode, maybe.
Hopefully.
If we don't get sick.
Yeah.
Or too busy.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.